Okay, so this is batch number 2 still. We're mashing right now, and the new thermal well seems to work okay. Target temp's 152, we're reading 147. I'm gonna have to go down here to the brick. Well, I can barely read that, but it's 152.6, 153. So it's holding temp pretty well. Either that guy is off, or the Lego probe's off a little bit, but 2 or 3 degrees, no big deal. Okay, so look in here. It's a working. Nothing stuck so far, so it's a 50-50 mix of barley and red wheat. And we're mashing at 152 for an hour. And oh, one more thing I learned about the walk around here. One more thing I learned is that my sparge mechanism needs to be leveled more, so I had to shove a piece of copper tubing in there. When I turn that those holes around, apparently I didn't get level enough, so I'll have to fix that. And that's about it. Oh, probably some of the construction details you guys might find interesting. So the RIMS tube up here, that's a 3500 watt. It's driven at 3500 watt 220, but it's driven at 110, so for lower heat density. 220 probe or element at 5500 watts, and of course our boil is 220 at 5500 watts. You know, if you wanted to build your own, it's pretty straightforward, easy to do. Well, it takes some time. Plasma cutter sure doesn't hurt to have on hand. But the nuts here are 1-inch iron pipe straight. I got all the stainless steel fittings from McMaster car. Well, most of the stainless steel fittings. Some I actually got from Menards. Believe it or not, Menards has some. They have some stainless steel fittings that adapt to that tan CPVC. So, but that's McMaster car fitting. And I went with 3/4 inch because I had a bunch of 3/4 inch sweat valves on hand. So you gotta go with what you've got. The sight gauges, it's polycarbonate. You can get those from McMaster car. I got those from Neil, so they didn't cost me anything. Thanks, Neil. This fitting right here, this is actually an adaptation of a 5/8 OD compression to 1/2-inch iron pipe. And then on this flat, I chucked it in the lathe and drilled in a 1/2-inch hole. And then this right here is actually a 1/4-inch coupler, 1/4-inch compression coupler. One of the nuts I turned down and sweated down there, so I didn't have to come up with some kind of a, you know, mixed bag of fittings stacked on top of each other. So that's the nice thing about having a lathe. You can turn those fittings down. This is just an inch, well, inch and a half. No, yeah, inch and a half copper tube. And then of course, this is stuff I got from Marion Iron, so local scrapyard. Again, another turn down fitting. So custom baby. Like having a lathe. 3-way valve. I actually got that from Granger. That's nice. Instead of having 3 different ball valves, you just got one 3-way. And that's not menage a trois. That's a 3-way valve, guys. To make my immersion chiller, this is a 1/2-inch OD. 1/2-inch OD. No, I take that back. It's what is it? Yeah, 1/2-inch OD. Sorry. 1/2-inch OD soft copper refrigeration tubing from Menards. I wrapped, to get the nice coil like that, I wrapped it around an argon CO2 tank that I have in my MIG welder. So, let's see here. You know, they're all half-barreled kegs. Each one's got to clean out, so that's hot liquor. So there's no solids in there. So that's just a, what is it, 3/4 inch or 1/2 inch pipe ball valve with drain hoses, so you can drain into a bucket. You can see down there, there's another one there. And then This is our water inlet, of course, and water outlet. Just give you a little more detail on the electric box here. Solid state relays, those are just inexpensive relays I got from Amazon.com. I think they're 40 amp. The price on those has gone down quite a bit. They're about 12 bucks a piece. 115 volt muffin fan. If you can see, this plastic is plenum, so the idea there is a forced cooling air across the SSRs. So see the lights blinking? That means the element's being turned on and off. So each of those, if you can see it or not, each of those SSRs is stacked on a heat sink, and there's thermal grease between that SSR and heat sink. Terminal strips. I put terminal strips on everything. That way I can break out signals for troubleshooting, and also I need to hack something. The PC power supply I mentioned in my first video, it's not used. I put that in there with the intention of using some different automation equipment, but E&D really talked me into using the Lego brick for the extra geek factor, and it works fairly well so far. So, and then 115 volt local wall wart to run my Lego brick. It's all powered by a 50 amp 4-prong. If you see it or not, there's 4-prong. Look you do, but 50 amp 4-prong GFCI breaker. So anyway, until next time.